Hey there, Noodles. I hope y'all are having a great day. I am on my way to find some more amethyst geodes. Uh, but yeah, have you guys ever felt like you're always like one or two steps behind in life? Well, one or two steps behind in anything, really. It doesn't just have to be life, but like in anything, whether it be like school, in college, in maybe your job, maybe really in any aspect. But I've always had that feeling of feeling like I'm running behind or uh, not as well equipped as others seem to be, at least acting like they are for the rest of life. And but at the same time, I've always had this weird optimism of, you know, knowing that it can and it will get better. Um, and that's the confusing part for me because like I don't I'm starting to ask myself where that motivation and where that what you call that unrelying spirit of hey it's gonna get better is coming from because I'm not trying to be dark here but I'm not seeing an end in sight currently in what's going on with my life and that's okay. Um, but that doesn't mean there isn't an end just because I don't see it. And I guess that's something I want to remind y'all about. Is something that I'm having to remind myself even today about. Is the end may not seem to be in sight. The goal may not seem reachable at this very moment, but the fact that it's there means that it is reachable. You just have to find out how to get wherever that goal is. You're wanting to take that wherever that goal is. How to get there. Um, but yeah, like, guys, dude, I don't know what to tell you and where to start even, but, life's been, an interesting trip these past, couple weeks, and I'm still baffled by it, I'm still trying to figure it out, what, where to go and what to do from where I'm at currently, and that's okay. One of the biggest hurdles I'm facing right now is I need to make a good chunk of money in the next month, week or so. And I'm not too sure for sure how to do it. Maybe I'll make a video in entirety about it. Uh, just ranting and talking about maybe doing a little first world complaining that I have to pay bills and like I'm not working a job right now and a couple other things. I don't know, maybe that's what this video will be. Um, I don't really know if I want to talk about that right now, but basically, I guess what I am trying to say is like, I don't really know what I'm trying to say today. I'm a little tired, but also I'm a little out of it. A little flustered. I went to a job, it was supposed to be another job interview, and turns out they are not hiring as of today. And I need to come back on Monday, which I was not told. I would have gone in yesterday. But I had already a different interview yesterday, so I was a little exhausted, so I decided to, you know, do the dumb thing and reward myself taking a break for the rest of the day instead of, pushing through and be like, no, I'm going to go to the second interview. That is an optional one for today. It was, what do you call it? One of those, I don't know words right now, bro. I'm really struggling with words. It's one of those, staffing jobs that'll hire you and for like the day and stuff. I'm just trying to look for some like quick cash working for any type of job or office or warehouse job that I can get just for a day or two just to get some cash in here before the end of the month. Um, I got good news. The interview I had yesterday it ended up taking like almost an hour and a half I think it was, which I've never had an interview that lasted that long before, so I'm assuming that's a really good thing. Um, Either that or the guy just really liked talk and he just really liked learning more and asking a ton of questions and I'm assuming that means he is highly considering me as a candidate. He said he was. He said he's looking forward to hearing from me hopefully next week. And then starting work here on the 25th. I'll be going back to doing some more retail retail work, but it's a different type of retail work than I've ever done before, so that'll be nice and new. Kind of getting back into the whole warehouse vibes type of thing. And that's awesome for me if that works out, but immediately there is a need for, you know, bills to be paid on time and stuff like that, and I can't wait a week and a half. So until then, I have to find another supplemental way to supplement my money. But we shall see what to do about that. I don't know, do a live stream. I might do a longer term video. Might do some short videos this weekend, trying to like get some more traction or trying to get some type of something moving in that way. I don't know. I'm not too for sure. I might have to take a break for a minute and focus on real life things like working potentially at a job that is what do you call like a day job. You know what I mean? Where you go in. It's a temp agency. You just go in and you cover for someone that like called out or something like that. I've done this before. I just haven't done it in the city I live in now, so you know, it'll be a new experience, new company, stuff like that. That's fine. But yeah, it's just, you know, it really depends what the world throws my way this weekend and what all happens. I can't really expect more than whatever effort I put into it. So that is one thing I also have to keep reminding myself is like if I want good results and consistent results, I also have to be consistent and, you know, keep trying out there to make money every day and keep trying to get a job that's good paying. So the situation I'm in right now, being a little broke boy with no job and recovering from a concussion, doesn't ever happen again, you know. So you know, in the case that God forbid something else were to happen medically with me, I would still be able to provide and take care of myself like I am financially right now. But you know, that's just a part of life and living, and that's perfectly okay. It's something we all gotta go through at least one point in our life growing up. No one magically was there unless you were born into it. I guess I could say, which some of us were as lucky to have been given certain opportunities in life than others were. Even me being able to make this video is an opportunity. More than 90% of this world has, like, you know, the ability to. Anyways, so, you know, it means a lot to me that I am able to do at least some things that I love and enjoy doing with my life, even though it's not always like exactly what I want to be doing with my life 100% of the time. And you know, that's just something I got to learn to accept and realize that, you know, everyone's that way. You know, everyone does things that they don't like doing, and yes, it might be a little harder struggle for some of us more than others, or it may seem so at first because, you know, experience or just life circumstances, but it's still something that we all have to face and do to take care of ourselves in this day and age, because, you know, no one's gonna be coming for us to like help us out in the long run. Like no one's that's just the way the world is, you know. And like, yeah, you may have parents and stuff right now and stuff, but you know, the sooner and you are able to learn, or even family members or people, like the sooner you're able to take like give yourself and provide for yourself 100% all by yourself, it feels so good. And I've been there before, and it feels really shit not being able to. And I think one of the hardest things, especially when you are struggling or not able to take care of yourself fully, to do is accept that. And I struggled with it for a while. I fought against it. You know, was very angry and held a lot of resentment towards myself specifically. Not really others, because, you know, I was the one that put myself in the certain situation. But in that in and of itself kept me in the situation, because I used that shame and guilt as an excuse to why I was in that situation, and was still in it and not doing anything actively to get out of the situation, if that makes sense. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, we're all in the situations that we're all in life for whatever reason that we are. You know, sometimes it's completely explainable logically, sometimes it's illogical. It just completely doesn't make sense, you know. You can try everything and, you know, you can still fail. You can get a really high paying job and get the woman you always want in your entire life, and you can do X, Y, and Z, do everything that by the book, and you could still end up getting into a car wreck and, like, you know, horrible things happening to you that are completely out of your control. And you know, that's that's okay, because like that's just something that's part of life. Like that's how you kind of know you're alive, because like when things are happening, whether positive or negative, that are out of your control, and it's, especially when it's like something new, that just shows that you're human and you're living, and just like the rest of us, you may be struggling more than other people do, but that doesn't mean you're less human. That doesn't mean anything negatory. If anything, it's, in my opinion, more of a positive thing, because it really shows, especially when you don't give up when things are tough. It creates a bond between us humans, because we all really are in this together. And as hard as it is to say, that's kind of what makes this life good, is the hard things. Because without the hard things, the good things won't ever happen. And I know I'm kind of just rambling right now. I was going to talk about a very specific subject today. I had some stuff written down in front of my face, and I really don't now. I kind of did, like, went off the rails from that, and that's okay. You kind of just got to accept yourself and go off the rails sometimes in life. But yeah, what I'm really trying to say, man, is like, even like right now, I'm really feeling like I'm a couple steps behind everyone else. I'm getting up close to 30. I really don't have much going for me besides, what I currently have physically in life. I don't have a career. I don't have any long-term goals at this point. I've kind of been bouncing around for a couple years. The long-term goals I had were built with someone else in mind in life, and they were built, unfortunately, as I've looked back in hindsight 2020, I've seen I built goals that were built solely around if something worked out with someone. I built goals around like living a life with someone, saving up for a house with someone, not goals that were to take care of myself no matter what. And that's one thing that I've really, realized this month. That's what I gotta do. I gotta do whatever I gotta do to take care of myself. And unfortunate as it is, uh, you know, sometimes doing that takes people out of your lives. Or, by doing that, people step out of your life. But you really, especially this year in 2025, like the year of our Lord, you know, crazy world going on, things not making sense. We really gotta look out for ourselves above anything and everyone else, because the second you stop doing that, you put yourself in a very dangerous position of, okay, well, if I'm not taking care of myself, then who is? You know? And that's something that, like, some people are okay with not knowing the answer, who's gonna take care of them, and some people aren't. And I guess I'm one of those people who's not okay with not knowing who's taking care of them. I do have a tendency, a very negative quality and tendency to rely heavily on the people in my life. At times, more than I probably should, definitely more than I should, for help or X, Y, and Z reasons that are probably more leaning, showing some type of codependent issue more than anything else. And I know that's not healthy, and that's something that I am currently working on in therapy to try to be better at, and not damage the friendships and relationships I have around myself by, being that way anymore, because I don't want to be that type of person. But the reality of the matter is the fact that, we're all human and we all make mistakes. And, those past things that we've done to hurt people or change their lives or affect our lives, whether it be in a positive or negative way, is something you can't really go back on. Yes, you can go back. You can realize that it was a wrong thing to do in the moment, and that you don't want to do it again. But that really doesn't change the fact that it happened, or that the resentment that someone might hold, or the understanding or non-understanding. I should say, because it can go both ways. They can be very understanding, or they can not be. The people in your life, there's really no obligation for them to, if you're a normal adult that can psychologically take care of themselves for the most part, and is living on their own, then, you should be able to provide for yourself and stuff. That's just common sense. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, like, y'all, we need to make sure that we're looking out for ourselves. I know I haven't been this past year, and, that's why I'm feeling behind. And that feeling of goodness, I can't say words today. Optimism. Oh my goodness, words. Why can't I say optimism? That's the word, right? It just doesn't sound word to me. Optimistic. I'm a very optimistic person. I think I wake up every day and I try to make the best of the world, even when the world feels like shit, because I know the world is shit, and I want to just not be partaking in or adding to the shit part of this world, if that makes sense. So I'm sure a good part of me avoids the negative parts of life, which I'm sure isn't the healthiest to an extent, but at the same time, I feel like I'm starting to lose part of that because, this year's really been rough. I have been looking in and out of jobs. I've held a job for 6 months this year, but then since then, and before then, I was in and out of jobs. Not able to find steady work, not able to get hired very quickly, going to multiple interviews, spending a ton of hours preparing for interviews, stressing, reading over resumes, thinking about what I'm going to say, how I'm going to answer questions, and just for interviews not to go well. Like the one I had one of the two I had earlier this week, not the one that went really well. The other one at a local fast food restaurant took about all of 5 minutes, and I stressed a good 5 hours for. It quite literally took 5 minutes for the manager, as she called herself, to sit down and read off a paper in a very corporate tone, not write anything down, not take any notes, and just tell me, hey, you will hear back within 48 hours from our AI if you've been picked. Those were her exact words. You have 48 hours. In the next 48 hours, our AI will tell you if you have a job or not. That's literally what I was told. And I looked her dead in the eye and I was like, you're not gonna text me? You're not gonna call me and tell me that I got the job? Or didn't get the job? I took my time to go downtown and go out of my way to an interview, but you can't take the time to text me even, or call me, or leave a voicemail saying I did or did not get hired for that said interview. And I was like, okay. Excuse the train noises in the background. I have the window open. I needed some fresh air in my apartment today. But no, I was thoroughly confused. Very, very, very thoroughly confused. When I went to that interview yesterday, and I was like, okay. So, yeah, am I supposed to just sit here and hope to the AI gods that I get this job? Or, I'm assuming what I did yesterday, which was go to another interview and just keep looking for another job, is what I need to do at this point, because I was flabbergasted because she didn't even shake my hand goodbye. She didn't say goodbye. She just got up from the table and walked away after saying, the AI will let me know within 48 hours if I got hired or not. And I've been checking my email, and it's coming up on 48 hours exactly as of 15 minutes from now to see, and I have got no response from any AI or manager or anything. So I'm sitting here very confused, but also kind of knowing that I didn't get the job because I wasn't very enthusiastic about the interview. Maybe that showed a little bit. I don't really like working in restaurants anymore, but I was willing to take the job if they would start paying me and would hire me right away. But from the sounds of it, they aren't even. I talked to my buddy who also applied there. He made it sound that they aren't looking to hire. They're casually looking to hire. They're not actually looking to hire. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is up with this world? And what is up with this town? Maybe it's just the town I'm in that's just really bad for this, or maybe it's just my lack of, or the certain type of job experiences I have and the certain type of jobs I go for in this town. But or maybe it's just not me, and that's just how the world is. Let me know in the comments below if I'm missing out on something here, because I'm a little confused. But I guess maybe that's how the job market is today. Like if you're in your young 20s, you would rather get contacted by an AI telling you you didn't get the job than having a manager tell you you didn't get the job. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, it was a little confusing. That was something I did want to talk about, and I guess I am rambling a little bit here. And I definitely want to go further into the topic of like looking for jobs and applying for jobs and job interviews and the questions they ask in another video. So maybe I will stop here with the talking about the job interview that I had, and make this more of like a rambling video that I'm just like talking about random things, and have another video where I actually talk about the job interview that lasted 5 minutes versus the 5 hours that I stressed about it. But I just thought it was funny. I kind of wanted to talk and mention it today. But I am gonna keep looking for the amethyst. The amethyst. It looks like we found number. I think I'm gonna name this one number 11 here. I think this is number 11 that I found so far. And we need to keep on trucking. So thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me ramble. It's been great. Got some things off my mind. I don't remember what all I talked about, and that's okay. But I hope y'all enjoyed just listening to it, and I'll see you here in a couple videos when I mine this amethyst. Thank y'all. Have a good day. Bye.